Good morning. We are shifting in Philippians chapter 2, midway through, to a new subsection. Verse 19 through 30, Paul highlights two individuals who were part of a ministry entourage in connection with him. One is Timothy. He's fairly well known in the New Testament, of course, and Timothy was Paul's apprentice. He was Paul's apprentice who he actually left in Ephesus to pastor in Ephesus, and he wrote two of the pastoral epistles to Timothy. The other is Epaphroditus, who shows up only here in this little letter to the Philippians. Importantly, and we'll probably revisit this, but in chapter 4, it's clear that Epaphroditus was sent by the Philippian church as a messenger to Paul. And Paul is now going to send him back to them. And one of the things you see is like the real apostle, in a sense. You get a sense of Paul and how he viewed people and the things that he appreciated about people. And I think it gives us a good window as he affirms different things about them and explains different things about them. A pretty good indication of what it means to be the right kind of minister of the gospel on our part. So with that said, I want to highlight three things about Timothy specifically that will come up in verses 20 and 21 alone. And we'll do that over the next few days. So here's Philippians 2, verse 19. I hope in the Lord Jesus to send Timothy to you soon so that I may be cheered by news of you. Right? He loves these people. He wants to hear good news back. Send Timothy. Let Timothy report back to him. He wants to hear good news. For I have no one like him. Literally, I have no one isosuke, of the same soul, of the same mind, like-minded. I've got no one who's like-minded. Paul says, like Timothy. He thinks like me. He finishes my sentences, right? Who will be genuinely concerned for your welfare. For they all seek their own interests, not those of Jesus Christ. I want to highlight this word genuinely for a second. Authenticity. Someone who is what Timothy is described as, I would characterize him as having a heart of ministry that is selfless. And I think you see three little sub pieces of selflessness here. And I just want to highlight the first of those three sub components of selflessness. The first one is they're genuine. Now, why would that be a selfless thing? Well, because if I protect myself, if I show you what I either want to show you or what I want you to know about me, or maybe what you want to see, then I can live in a kind of fake relationship with you where things are smoothed over, where we don't ruffle any feathers, where it's sort of a pretend dynamic because we're just stage acting. And he describes how what Timothy has here as he says genuine concern, and I just that word genuine stands out, authentic, it stands out. It's the idea that the real Timothy would bump up against the real Philippians. And ministry happens, selflessness really happens when the authentic person is the one doing ministry, because then it's real, it's genuine. It's not guarded. It's actually selfish of me to withhold parts of me, selfish of me to manipulate parts of me. It's selfish of me to give you only what I think might move the meter or might be that which you would like, rather than honestly taking the vulnerable risk of giving you my authentic self. So that's what we need to do to each other. We have to be genuine with each other. Now, that doesn't mean being genuinely a jerk. It means letting yourself intersect really meaningfully in relationship with one another, in the depths of who you are. Have a willingness to both know and to be known. That's kind of the beginnings of a selfless heart, is when you have that kind of authenticity about your person. May God help us to be authentic with one another. May the Lord bless you today. Take care.